You can't control everything that happens, but you can always control how you respond. In life, there will always be situations that make you angry, hurt, or disappointed. Reacting impulsively is instinct, but choosing to respond calmly and thoughtfully, that is true strength. This is the spirit of Stoicism, a philosophy that helps people stay grounded through adversity by training the mind to respond with reason instead of emotion. A Stoic doesn't try to control the world, but focuses on controlling themselves, their thoughts, emotions, and actions. They understand that external circumstances are beyond our control, but how we think and act is always within our power to choose. And every moment is a chance to live according to our values, instead of being swept away by emotion. Pausing before reacting, taking a deep breath, observing your emotions, and then choosing the right response. This is a skill you can absolutely practice every day. Remember, reacting is instinct, responding is courage. Which one will you choose? Let's explore this with Sage Life Lessons in today's video. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss out on more powerful lessons. Now let's dive into today's topic and find the answer together. React or respond? Are you living by emotion or by reason? In daily life, we constantly face unexpected situations. Someone says something that irritates you, your work gets delayed, you're unfairly criticized, and instantly you feel the urge to argue back, get angry, feel sad, or give up. That's a reaction, something that happens instinctively, without thinking. Reactions come quickly. They are driven by immediate emotions, like anger, hurt, jealousy, or panic. It's like touching boiling water and pulling your hand back instantly. But in communication and relationships, reacting emotionally often leads to words or actions you might regret later. For example, someone criticizes you and you instantly argue back to defend your ego. But once you calm down, you realize they had a point, and you could have received that feedback in a more constructive way. In contrast, responding is a conscious choice. It happens when you take a few seconds to pause, reflect, and choose the most appropriate way to act. Responding is the result of reason, self-awareness, and inner calm. Someone who knows how to respond doesn't let emotions take over. They ask themselves, is what I'm about to do actually helpful? Does this reflect the kind of person I want to be? If I were mature and wise, how would I handle this? Stoicism teaches that nothing outside of you can truly harm you, unless you allow it to affect you. This means you always have the power to choose how you respond to any situation, whether good or bad. The difference between reacting and responding is one of the most important life skills you can develop to become emotionally mature. It helps you control your anger, avoid rash and poor decisions, communicate more effectively, maintain healthier relationships, and most importantly, live in alignment with your values without being swayed by outside circumstances. Starting today, whenever something upsets, annoys, or hurts you, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, am I reacting out of emotion or choosing to respond with reason? That's the first step to living more intentionally, peacefully, and powerfully every day. Stoicism. You can't control life, but you can always control yourself. Have you ever felt powerless in the face of life's events? You lost a run despite trying your best. Someone talked behind your back. Traffic was jammed even though you left early. A trusted friend let you down. All of these situations have one thing in common. You can't control them. And that's the core philosophy of Stoicism, an ancient school of thought that helps people find peace and strength amidst life's storms. You can't control the circumstances, but you can control yourself. Stoics believe that we don't control what happens to us, but we do control how we respond to it. Instead of blaming the situation, pointing fingers, or feeling sorry for themselves, Stoics choose to focus on the one thing that is always within their control: their attitude, actions, and mindset. For example, if it rains and ruins your picnic plans, you could spend the whole day angry and frustrated. Or you could stay home, make a cup of tea, read a good book, and enjoy a peaceful day indoors. Whether your day feels ruined or meaningful doesn't depend on the rain. It depends on how you respond to it. Live with reason, virtue, and in harmony with nature. Stoicism isn't a religion. It's a way of life that helps you become the best version of yourself through three core principles. Live with reason. Make decisions based on thoughtful reflection, not raw emotions. Live with virtue. Cultivate strong values like honesty, courage, justice, and self-control, and act in alignment with them in all situations. Live in harmony with nature, not by living in the forest, but by understanding life's natural laws, impermanence, aging, illness, death, change, and learning to accept and flow with them. Stoicism doesn't teach you to endure, it teaches you inner freedom. Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You always have the power to have no opinion about a thing, and if you don't react, you can't be harmed." The freedom that Stoics seek isn't found in money or power. It's inner freedom, not letting the outside world control your mind. When you train your mind with Stoic thinking, you will be less controlled by negative emotions. Learn to accept what can't be changed. Stay grounded in your personal values and find peace, no matter what life throws at you. Practice Stoicism every day. You don't have to be a philosopher to live like a Stoic. Start with simple questions. Is this within my control? Am I acting with reason or reacting with emotion? What is the best thing I can do in this situation? In this way, each day becomes a practice, helping you live with more strength, depth, and freedom. If you found value in this philosophy, share it so others can know. We can't always choose our circumstances, but we can always choose how we live. Calm is a kind of strength. 4. Skills to help you respond instead of react. Have you ever said or done something in anger, only to regret it afterward? We all have. When we're criticized, rejected, or hurt, our instincts often push us to react immediately, impulsively, emotionally. But it's usually these reactions that cause us to say things we shouldn't, do things we'll regret, and create consequences we never intended. So how can we respond mindfully instead of reacting impulsively? The answer lies in practicing these 4 essential skills, core teachings of both Stoicism and modern emotional intelligence methods. 1. Self-awareness, knowing what you're feeling and thinking. People who lack self-awareness often can't manage themselves. They feel angry without knowing why, sad without understanding the cause, and let their emotions drive their actions. Self-awareness allows you to label your emotions when they arise. I'm feeling angry. I feel hurt. I feel undervalued. When you can name the emotion, you create space between you and it, like becoming an observer. And in that very moment, you begin to regain control over yourself. 2. Pause. Break the link between trigger and reaction. Between what happens to you and how you respond, there is always a gap. Emotionally mature people learn to create a pause in that exact moment. Instead of snapping back, getting defensive, or reacting immediately, you pause for just a few seconds. Take a deep breath. Don't text back yet. Don't answer right away. Just pause. This pause doesn't make you weak. It helps you choose a wiser response. Sometimes saying nothing is the strongest response of all. 3. Reframing. See the situation from a different angle. What happens isn't always the problem. It's how you interpret it that shapes your emotional experience. A demanding boss can be someone who puts pressure on me, or someone who wants me to grow. A rejection can be an embarrassing failure, or a valuable learning experience. When you change your perspective, you also change how you feel. Reframing isn't blind optimism. It's intentionally choosing a more constructive, growth-oriented way to view events. 4. Focus on what you can control. Let go of what you can't. You can't control other people's thoughts, their actions, or life's randomness, but you can always control yourself, how you respond, how you choose to live, and how you face challenges. When you focus on what's out of your hands, you feel anxious and powerless. But when you return your focus to what is within your reach, you feel calmer, stronger, and more in control. Always remember, peace doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from controlling yourself. In the end, will you react or will you respond? Life is a daily stream of challenges, and at every moment, you stand at a fork in the road, emotional reaction or rational response. No one's perfect, but every time you pause, observe, and choose how to act, you move one step closer to emotional maturity. The more you practice these four skills, the calmer, wiser, and stronger you'll become, not just at work, but also in your family, relationships, and everyday life. If you found this post valuable, consider sharing it as a way to respond to those who might be needing a moment of calm in this noisy world. Mindfulness, the stay calm medicine in a chaotic world. Have you ever felt this way? One comment instantly makes your blood boil. A small mistake haunts you for the rest of the day. Your mind constantly stressed from worrying about the future or regretting the past. In those moments, you just wish you could pause for a bit, return to the present, and feel lighter. The solution lies in one simple yet powerful skill: mindfulness, the ability to observe your emotions, thoughts, and surroundings with awareness, without judgment. Mindfulness isn't about meditating all day. It's about being fully present in each moment. Mindfulness doesn't mean you need to sit cross-legged for 30 minutes every morning. You can practice mindfulness in the most ordinary moments. While washing dishes, feel the water flow over your hands. While eating, actually taste each bite instead of scrolling your phone. While walking, notice your footsteps, the breeze, the scent of nature around you. When your mind returns to the present, you are no longer swept away by anxious, negative, or sad thoughts. 2. Observe emotions without labeling them as good or bad. One of mindfulness's greatest powers is helping you recognize your emotions without becoming them. For example, I'm feeling angry, not I'm an angry person. You're simply the one observing the emotion as it comes and goes, like clouds passing across the sky. You don't have to judge, and you don't have to react immediately. Just notice, this ability to see without clinging helps you stay calm, even in moments when you'd normally lose control. 3. Simple ways to practice mindfulness every day. If you're just starting out, here are 3 common and effective methods. Breath meditation. Spend just 5 minutes a day focusing on your inhale and exhale. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breath. This is your peace center, a place you can return to anytime during the day. Body scan. While lying down or sitting still, shift your attention gradually through your body, from head, shoulders, arms, belly, legs. This helps you reconnect with physical sensations and release tension you didn't realize you were carrying. Mindfulness in daily tasks. Choose a repetitive task you do each day, like washing your face, making coffee, or sweeping the floor, and do it with full attention. Don't think of anything else. Just you and the task. Each small action becomes a healing moment. 4. Living in the present, the key to escaping negative emotions. Most emotional pain doesn't come from the present. It comes from a wandering mind. Worrying about what hasn't happened, regretting what already has. Mindfulness brings you back to the present, the only place where life actually happens. And when you're truly in the moment, you stop being a victim of emotions and start becoming the master of your mind. In the end, peace doesn't come from a quieter world, but from a quieter mind. You don't have to change the whole world. You just have to start changing how you show up for yourself. Take a few minutes each day to breathe deeply, observe, and be present. Because every time you practice mindfulness, you add another layer of mental armor against life's storms. How to stay calm in adversity. Stoicism offers a simple but powerful answer. Life isn't always smooth sailing. There will be times when people talk behind your back. There will be times when you fail at work. There will be times when loved ones hurt you. Or simply a bad day with traffic jams, looming deadlines, and one annoying comment might be enough to push you over the edge. In those situations, most of us tend to react with frustration, anger, retaliation, self-blame. But those impulsive reactions often make things worse. Have you ever said something in anger and deeply regretted it afterward? Stoicism offers a very simple, yet incredibly effective formula for handling adversity. In Stoic philosophy, when adversity strikes, they don't react immediately. They pause, take a deep breath, and ask themselves, what would a rational and virtuous person do in this situation? This one small question has the power to change your entire response. Instead of reacting on instinct, respond with reason. Reaction is instinct. Response is a choice. In Stoicism, we don't control what happens, but we always control how we respond. That's true freedom. Someone might insult you, but you choose not to be insulted. A project may fail, but you choose to see it as a lesson for growth. Someone may treat you badly, but you choose to act with integrity, not to sink to their level. 3 steps to apply Stoicism when facing difficulty. Step 1, pause. Take a deep breath. Create space between stimulus and reaction. One deep breath can help separate you from the emotional wave and return you to reason. Step 2, ask yourself, what would a Stoic do? This question pulls you out of emotional autopilot and reactivates your rational mind. You begin making decisions based on your values, not just your feelings. Examples: difficult customer? How can I handle this professionally and calmly? Annoying coworker? Can I preserve my character by staying silent at the right moment? Everything falling apart? What can I learn from this to do better next time? Step 3, choose a rational action. Don't let emotions take control. You don't need to make a grand gesture. Sometimes a rational action is simply not reacting. It's smiling instead of snapping back. It's silence instead of proving your point. It's shifting your focus back to what you can control instead of complaining about what you can't. Practice it daily, and you'll be surprised by the transformation. Stoicism isn't just a nice philosophy to read. It's a life skill you can build every day. Start small. Criticized? Don't get mad. Listen selectively. Rejected? Don't feel crushed. Extract the lesson. Disappointed? Don't play victim. Ask, what can I do now? To sum it up, don't wish for an easier life. Build the strength to handle it better. Stoicism doesn't promise a painless life, but it gives you the inner strength to weather any storm with calm, resilience, and integrity. So next time life throws a curveball, pause for 5 seconds and ask yourself, what would a Stoic do? Sometimes that single moment could change the rest of your life. Daily practice. Small habits. Big power from Stoic philosophy. Have you ever noticed how often we don't understand why we act the way we do? Sometimes we react without control or behave in ways that go against the values we've set for ourselves. That's because we move through life too fast, without pausing to observe ourselves. Stoics don't seek answers in the outside world. They turn inward to understand, adjust, and improve themselves bit by bit. And one of the most powerful tools used daily by Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius is reflective journaling. Journaling said not to record events, but to reflect on yourself. You might think journaling is just for students, people with lots of time, or introverts. But in Stoic practice, journaling is a tool to sharpen your mind and character. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, wrote in his book, Meditations, every single day. Not to publish it, he wrote for himself, to remind himself to live with intention. Check whether he stayed true to his ideals. Learn from his own experiences. Morning, set intentions for mindful living. Each morning before you get swept into work or news, take 5 minutes to write, how do I want to live today? What situation do I want to stay calm in? Who do I want to treat with kindness? If today were my last, what would I want to leave behind? This is how you live on purpose, instead of letting life happen to you. Evening, reflect on yourself honestly, without judgment. At the end of your day, write, what did I do well today? Is there anything I regret? When did I let emotions take the wheel? Did I live with reason and according to my values? This isn't to beat yourself up. It's to learn from yourself. Like a swordsmith sharpening a blade, you're refining your inner self little by little, every day. Train your inner discipline. One day, one step at a time. Journaling, setting morning intentions, evening reflections. It sounds simple, but done consistently, it helps you. Become more aware of how you are living. Spot progress and areas for growth. Gradually build inner strength and clarity that aren't easily shaken. you'll become a calmer, kinder, and more effective person, both with yourself and in your relationships with others. Just 10 minutes a day adds up to a life of depth. We often want to change our lives with one big decision, but in truth, real transformation comes from small, repeated actions. It's not just about reading a book. It's about reading and asking, what did I learn? Am I applying it? It's not about journaling once. It's about journaling daily, and with every entry coming closer to your ideal self. A practice to try starting today. Tomorrow morning, before diving into work, try writing. Today, what values do I want to live by? In what situation do I want to stay calm? Who do I want to treat with kindness? Tonight, before going to bed, write, did I live the way I wanted to today? What am I proud of? What could I have done better? Conclusion, train yourself daily. Instead of waiting for a miracle, Stoicism doesn't promise instant happiness, but it helps you build inner strength from within. So no matter what life throws at you, you stay steady, grounded, and true to yourself. No one else can live your life well for you, but you can choose to train each day to live a life worth living. Responding instead of reacting, a lifelong journey. You know, the idea of responding instead of reacting sounds simple, but in reality, it's a long journey, not a skill you can master overnight. Because we all have emotions. There are times when we're irritated, hurt, or angry, and our initial reaction often bursts out impulsively, driven by those emotions. But such reactions, upon reflection, often leave us thinking, if only I had stayed calmer. But with practice, the outcome can be different. When you learn to pause for a few seconds, take a breath, observe your emotions, and then choose how to act, you're choosing to respond with reason rather than being led by emotion. And that's a skill that requires daily practice. Sometimes you'll do well, other times you might slip up, get annoyed, or make mistakes. But the important thing is, each time, you learn a lesson and keep moving forward. Every small action shapes a greater self. Here's the wonderful part. When you start responding calmly, thoughtfully, and kindly, you're not only changing yourself, but also positively influencing those around you. A hot-tempered person may calm down upon seeing your composure. A potential conflict might dissolve because you didn't add fuel to the fire. Someone feeling down may feel understood through your attentive listening and thoughtful response. Each small action like this, accumulated daily, contributes to creating a better environment, healthier relationships, and a more profound life. In summary, this isn't about changing yourself in a week. It's about choosing to live mindfully, choosing to learn every day. And then you'll find yourself more peaceful, mature, and at ease in many situations. So if someone annoys you today, try pausing for a few seconds. Take a breath and choose to respond instead of reacting immediately. Trust me, the feeling afterward will be entirely different. If you found value in today's lesson, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share to spread this life wisdom to more people out there. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, because every experience holds a lesson. This is Sage Life Lessons, where we learn together how to live wisely and stand strong in a chaotic world.